Alright, everyone. Hello again. So, I heard that, well, as you guys know, I haven't been online for a while, but I heard for the past few months, I keep hearing a complaint about the girls on TikTok, and I wanted to just quickly delve into that, into why they think that way, and what we need to do. So, let's start with, the shame that you guys feel. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not feeling the reactions a lot of women are having towards these girls on TikTok. The lack of mercy, the lack of grace to these young women that you guys give, because these women did not come with their thoughts out of a nutshell. These women did not come out of the womb with their thoughts. Society helped them get to where they are, and all they are doing is explicating why they feel the way they feel and just opening up about it. Like, the way I've seen women react to this kind of stuff is it's kind of like the equivalent to like that creepy uncle in the family. He harming the kids, but you keep inviting him to Thanksgiving, and you don't see that as a sin. But you see when young Timmy start talking about uncle at the table and what he doing at the table, now everybody offended, everybody worried, everybody angry, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that for us at all, because we're not getting to the root of the issue. And the root of the issue is that these girls have internalized the things that have been said about them, and they're taking it as truth. And people further shaming them is not gonna make it better. It is just not. So I think we need to hold ourselves accountable, down even to the way we treat them. Because, for example, I saw Black is King. When Black is King came out, everybody was so happy. Everybody proud to be black, melanated, blah, blah, blah. But when we were pro Black is King, when everyone was pro Black is King, they went home. And it's not everyone, but I've seen this personally with people who saw Black is King and were like, oh, I'm so proud to be black. But then you come home and you talk crap about your dark skinned family members. Come home, if your kid got coarser hair, you cussing them while you combing their hair. And you think they're not supposed to internalize that? If your kid got their father's nose, mind you, the man you choose to marry, or their mother's future is the woman you choose to marry, now it's a problem. And I'm not down with the hypocrisy, because we need to stop acting like these girls are hating themselves for no reason. We just need to stop. These girls have good reasons to be out here saying how they feel, regards to how embarrassing it is. And my problem is that people are so worried about the shame. That's what they worried about, the shame. Oh, you gonna make us look bad. You gonna make us look bad, and no one's gonna want us, and blah blah blah. And it's just like, that should be the least of your problems. The biggest problem is that some girl out there really thinks that way about herself, and it doesn't just start with just thinking you ugly, or thinking you're undateable, or thinking you're having a hard time, or thinking that because you're black things are harder. Let's not act like it does not roll out into behavior. And the reason why these girls are accepting, just being baby mamas. Like, I don't know how many times I grew up around women who claimed they didn't want to be married, but the truth is that the man they were with just never wanted to marry them. You know, he'll do everything with you though. He'll do everything. He'll have you doing wife stuff. You gonna sit there doing wife stuff, and the most you get is compliments and maybe a coin or two while you gotta take care of the kid. And like, those thoughts stem from thinking they are nothing in the first place. And these girls grew up hearing they aren't anything. And I think it's our responsibility, instead of pointing at those girls and saying, "Oh, you're making us look bad." It's time to sit them and pull them over and be like, "Hey, yeah, this is our society. but I'm gonna be an ally to you. A lot of these girls need mentors. You know, a lot of these girls need black women in their life who will support them. And I will admit, I was one of those girls. Now I ain't ever get on social media and do my junk. You understand? Like, if I was insecure, I was insecure about myself. But it was online spaces that helped me learn to get self-esteem, and I have to give creds to like these online spaces, because in my real life I was not receiving that, and it did trickle down into everything I did. Trickle down into how I chose my friends. I thought because I was dark skinned and ugly, you know, it starts at that thought, because you nappy headed, dark skinned, ugly, or got a big nose. Start there, and then it becomes, okay, since I have these traits, I don't deserve happiness, so let me just accept what I get. And then since I don't have these traits, the most I would get is abuse. That's the most attention I would get. And then it goes on and on until like you're walking skin and bones. You done lost your mind. You know, you empty headed. The brain there, but it ain't working properly. The most it could do is mobilize you place to place. Just because of these little thoughts that have been ingrained in these children. And as a responsible adult, as responsible adults, instead of shaming these girls, we need to just sit them down. Do not shame these girls and call them pathetic and tell them how they make you look bad. All you do is cause further shame. They already feel ashamed. They already feel ashamed. That's why they up there crying. They already feel ashamed. People who have nothing to lose are willing, who feel they have nothing to lose, because I feel like everyone has something to lose, but it depends on how you value it. But those girls feel like they have nothing to lose. That is why they're on there. You shaming them when they already feel they have nothing to lose would not do anything. What those ladies need is encouragement. They need better home environments. I could do this in another video, but some people ain't fit to be a parent, and we already know this, but I feel like more needs to be said on it. They need to be taken out their bad environments and see the world. But like some of these girls, let's not act like they aren't little breadwinners in the making for their home. You know, some of these girls, young and have to get paycheck because daddy ain't working or refuse to work or daddy ain't there. Whole family depending on them. They're like Maribel from Encanto. You know, family depend on them but blaming you for everything. So it's deeper than that. It's deeper than just somebody turning on a video for less than a minute saying, hey man, like, my life sucks. And this is why I'm sad. Like, to get to that point where you feel like you have nothing to lose, it all starts from the outside, and someone had to have told you that you had no worth, and then it becomes multiple people, and then you start believing it. So please, when you see these TikTok girls, if you can talk to them, please talk to them. Some of them won't like to be spoken to. Some people just like to feel sorry for themselves, but I think for the most part, a lot of these girls actually need help. Like, I know people think the victim narrative is so special, whatever. Pity is not respect. And believe it or not, people hate pity. People hate when you pity them. You know, like, yeah, the attention is nice. It ain't even nice. It's just attention, to be honest, for like 2 seconds. But hearing constantly, I'm so sorry, so sorry. Ain't nobody care. Nobody cares. Like, y'all, I feel like people give pity too much creds. Ain't nobody care. Pity and feel respectful at all. It's like being that little bunny in the house. Everybody just patting on your head, but acting like you can't make any decision. Like you can't do nothing for your life. That shit do not, excuse my language, but that shit do not feel good. Okay. So this whole thing where these girls are just on here just to be victims, I think that's not even the case. They're just frustrated and they're angry and feel like they have nothing to do about it. The most they could do is speak about it. That's why, because they know society ain't gonna change. You know, and people aren't going to change. So I could understand why they feel frustrated, and then to be shamed into silence on top of that, it's like, what they gotta live for. So please have mercy on these young girls before you judge them. And if you have nothing good to say, don't share their videos and don't comment underneath them and don't shame these girls. Like, teenagehood was such a fragile state to be in. Anyone who said high school was the best 4 years of your life was lying. We were all hormonal, full of crap, and majority of us wanted validation. And were mad when we couldn't get it. Because for a lot of us, validation wasn't necessarily, am I lovable? It's, why am I here? And what does it mean to be here? And you've been there before. We all, majority of us have been there before. I can't say we all, some people literally don't have a less confident bone in their body. So I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of us, hell yeah. So please, just grant them some mercy if you're gonna speak on them, and if you're not, then keep your thoughts to yourself. The world will not break apart and die if you shut up, you know. Whoa, that was mad blunt of me. Ouch. But basically, the world would not die if you chose one day, like, yo, I ain't got nothing good to contribute, I'm gonna shut up. Like, the world is not gonna die. We could live without that. Everybody will live. So, just thoughts to have when you encounter these videos. Just understand, like, if you've been there, you should understand. And if you haven't, well, it's not your place to speak. And do what you can in your real life so more girls aren't on here doing that. Encourage the girls around you. Encourage the girls around you, whether they're pretty or ugly, whether they got long hair, short hair, dark skin, light skin, medium tone, whether their hair kinky, curly, kinky, coarse, curly, loose curl, wavy, curly, kinky, it doesn't matter. Like, encourage these girls and boys. I'm mostly speaking to the girls because they're the ones mostly doing these rants, but speak to those girls and let them know, like, regardless of what they look like, they have worth. And don't let them ever forget that. Don't let them ever forget that you're valid because you're alive. Like, you're here in the human experience. You are valid because you're here. Let them know that, so we won't have futures of people expressing those things online. And if you're not going to do that, then don't have any comment. Alright, so thank you guys for listening. It's nice to be back. And I will be uploading more stuff. So stay tuned, y'all, and stay rambling.